Okay. I'm going to talk to you about deceptive things in this world. Okay, we live in a world that's temporary, and it looks like everything can go our way, like man's way. It doesn't matter if it's an Ivy League person talking, it's a Supreme Court person talking, or whoever, politician of your favorable resource. We live in an overall deceptive world. Um, the element that shows us, there's a Bible passage that will show us this. It's called like the Good Samaritan story. You know how these men, they were walking along, they thought they were good people, they were wonderful, but Jesus pointed out they are not so good. There is more to it than just um, getting away with what you want to get away with. You can do your own patterns in life, and it's not bad to go do those patterns, like doing a religious thing or something or other. It's bad when you're deceived about the needy people among us. Okay. So I can see this element of deception in the healthcare world. I can see the elements of deception in the education world. I've worked in both professions. I'm just like, what are the deceptions that are out there? How can I describe it? It's basically like this. It's like you think that so and so is okay just because um, they are, let's say, a professional, like a pharmacist or something. But someone they're in the household of that pharmacist. The couple ends up getting divorced, and one ends up destroying the other's reputation and ruining the bank accounts or something like this. Um, just because they're professional doesn't mean they're okay. That could happen to anyone. Teaching, being a lawyer, anything. You hear of this and that deception here and there. So this happens in the households of doctors and whoever. Okay, pick one. And I'm gonna say, oh, is there a divorce somewhere in there? Is there something like that? And I'm like, well, then there's a deceiver out there. Someone who's teaching people how to be unkind and unfaithful witness to someone else. So that being said, um, you can find it in the celebrity world and the Hollywood, but I'm talking about close community, close family, things like that. It looks like everything is perfect, but it's not really true. Only Jesus clears up all this clutter out of the deceptive craziness we see in here. Okay? I'm sure you've heard of people in families that have mental health problems. Now, some of it they cannot help on their own. They can't do it no matter what. Those who've worked with dementia patients definitely know what that means. Their their personhood has turned into a deceptive element, basically. They think that they're okay. They believe so and so's alive when they're not. If you've ever worked with dementia, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. There's a right and a wrong way to help people with dementia, okay? The deception comes when people think that everything is going to be okay in this generation, and in the next generation, and the generation after that. No, we're the same body, we're the same functional condition and witness, okay? You can have Taylor Swift songs on all day long, worship her, and Paris Hilton, all that stuff. And I'm going to be like, do you know that the woman's body still operates the same way as it did back in the days of Jesus, basically? Um, major losses happen in women's health, whatever. It could be life-threatening. It's the same conditions. Okay. So you can play the marriage game whatever way you believe, but in the long run, you cannot redefine rape. Okay. You can play the folly stuff all day long, and I'm going to be like, you are not listening to reality unless you can properly understand how things are properly defined. Okay. Truth is truth. North is north. South is south. Okay. If a certain bird migrates, it does. If a certain bird doesn't migrate, it doesn't. Okay. Just look at the elements and patterns of nature. You can't lie against nature. So why do you lie against the creator? Why do you lie against God who created nature itself? Okay. Anyway, um, when you read the Bible, you can find a day called Yom Kippur or Day of Atonement. Um, the point of that holiday is to let Satan go in the wilderness, or to send Satan out in the wilderness. Get rid of the evil. Don't follow evil. Get rid of it. Depart from it. Don't let it come in your home. Don't let it come in your family. And it's very severe. If someone in the Hebrew communities wasn't willing to celebrate the Day of Atonement, it was death. It was literally death. You cannot follow that deceptive element that's among us. You can't say, oh, I can get away with saying that I was a part of, let's just say some random example. I was a part of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And I was a dancer in the front line. And then you go through the storyline and you're like, okay, let me look at your history. You never were. You always, you never had the money. You never had the financial means. There's something when somebody's telling a story about themselves, it's a deception and it's got to stop. Okay. It's kind of like, that's what I'm talking about. It's the false stories that people come up with about themselves that are nothing. They're nothing. You might have had a relative that participated in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but that's not you. Okay. So the point of Yom Kippur or Day of Atonement is to teach man to stay away from the deceptive elements among us, because it can hurt, harm, diminish, and kill humanity. Like I was saying, like, okay, there's Taylor Swift, Paris Hilton. Okay, I can truly say that I knew so-and-so who had some personal connection to those celebrities, or one of the celebrities, whatever. But I'm not physically them. I physically did not know them. Someone else knew them. So if you follow their trail in life, you'll end up being deceived. I mean, there's financially gifted people here and there, okay, or financially stable people, but beware of the deceiver among us. It's like the person who wants us to write the fraudulent checks, the person who wants us to have the fraudulent identity, the fraudulent stories. Okay. Just the point of Yom Kippur is to stay away from evil. Don't go near it. Be holy, be hallowed. Look at the Lord's Prayer. It says, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So we need to find the holy, okay, among us. We can't let evil be a part of our lives at all. The word hallowed is only mentioned a certain number of times in the whole Bible, 22 times. And it is fully true that there are 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. It is fully true that Psalm 119 has 22 separate divisions, okay? It's fully true that 22 divided by 7 equals 3.14, which is the same number as pi. So you see, there's truth and there's error, okay? Don't let deception overrule you, okay? It's in the history books. They try to distort this and that, okay? They talk indigenous people this and that. They talk Christopher Columbus this and that. But no. There's a final say about what's true and what's false, okay? There's 24 hours in the day. Jesus himself knew that. If you try to distort that and try to overrule the orders of the heavens, you'll end up deceiving yourself, because even indigenous people knew about orders in astronomy, okay? On the morning star, considered the woman's star, there was patterns in the Mayan calendar and things like that. They knew the orders of nature and astronomy. So, yeah. All right. So you get the point. You can be political this way and that way, and there's evil in either political party, whatever. Okay. There could be evil in the middle ground political party. I don't always know. I don't know every personal life condition. Like I was telling you, there could be a case where someone who's professional can have a household problem and so and so is trying to destroy someone else's reputation. So it's not always political. It's something else. Okay. All right. Think about those things and have a good day.